Welcome to the Kendy and Raybo podcast, sponsored by Anderson's Grill and Bar and Maeve's Bar Sligo.
Are the cameras recording?
Everything's recording, yeah.
Everything's recording, is it?
You got my bits thing there.
Was there a bit?
I thought there was one little funny one.
Oh, we have to start the episode with Brendan's bits.
Well, you don't have to. But
No, he said it there now. Isn't that annoying, isn't it?
I'm livid.
Go straight in here now. What kind of shite is this?
You know what's funny? Like, one
Yeah.
of the first thing that they're going to hear on the Kendy Raybo podcast, episode 219, is Brendan's voice in the background.
Yeah.
they love it.
So how does that sound?
For more.
Like, how is that going to be a real life thing that happens all the time now? I guess we just have to accept it, don't we?
We do. How are you, by the way?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, don't talk to me this week, by the way.
Why?
Just get through this.
You're fighting the tiredness, are you? Frightened to stay awake. Are you?
Fuck.
That was a good friend of the podcast there. That was a statement
What?
from last night.
Who said that?
Oh man, I'm fighting to stay awake here. It infers there's a real battle of the soul going on, like.
Yeah, well, I
You know?
mean,
Are you fighting to stay awake?
we're about a minute into this now. I haven't said anything yet.
219, folks. It's going to be a whopper.
I love my daughter. Really love her.
Right.
But fuck
Who's
me.
this now, your daughter? This is...
Her name is
what's her
Ali James Kendy. She's a housemate of mine.
Sorry, forgot
Yeah.
about her there for a minute.
She,
You clearly didn't.
she's 13 months old.
Right. So she's a year and a month.
And she's...
When did they stop calling her months?
No, they don't.
Right.
I'm 366 wide. I can't even count it. How old
Bad
am I?
certain grade today.
12 by 31. Someone do the maths there at home, will you? Tell me how many months I have. No, I'm 12 by 31 and 11 months.
Yeah.
How many months am I, Brendan?
372 plus 11, so 383.
383 months old.
I'm 383 months old.
Yeah, that's going to get complicated. What's wrong with the child anyway? She annoying you?
She's not annoying me. I love her. She's a really lovely girl.
Yeah, she were.
Yeah.
From what I've seen of her, I've been around her a little bit in the last while.
Yeah.
She seems really annoying.
Yeah, she's very annoying, Ray.
She's really annoying.
So
like.
annoying.
Like, there's no niceness about her.
She has decided,
Yeah.
having been well trained, we did 12 months hard training of getting her into a bed without any fuss.
All right.
Down into the cot, go sleep there now, and she says, no, but
Yeah.
Shh,
Shut
right.
up about it, like.
Now she's so something changed in her in the last couple of weeks, and she's so aware of her surroundings now.
Yeah.
She's changing sleep cycles and shit. And I used to have this lovely thing. I work late on a Sunday. Monday is where I'm up late, up early.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the hardest one. But what usually happens is you keep her awake for 3 or 4 hours, and then she'll go to sleep then for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
She has completely refused to do that from now on.
Just
And
figured it out.
this morning, oh
Does
my
she want
god,
to go to the gig, does she?
oh my god. So she was up this morning or whatever the fuck it was, 5:30 or something. Well, I don't get up at that time, obviously. Nick will get up then
Yeah, good.
because I'm only home at 2 o'clock. Like,
Yeah. Nick will
then-
be babysitting her.
then I'm up at 7:30,
Right.
and then I was like, oh my god, I'll get her to like 11 o'clock, and then I'll go back to bed again. And I put her down at 11 o'clock, and she woke rushing hard. She just woke the whole. Oh my god, she roared her head off.
And
And
is
then-
there a thing, and I know I ask this question about babies all the time, and yes,
Don't have them if that's what
indeed,
you're wondering, yeah.
if I do have, I'm lucky enough to have one with
Yeah.
Laura, then I will eventually be finding myself in this situation.
Yeah.
But 13-month-old child,
Yeah.
just shouting,
Yeah.
why don't you just close the door? I said this all the time. Why don't you close the door? Shut up, you now. I've had enough of you.
Yeah.
She's not.
They do understand that.
Nothing's
yeah.
gonna
they
happen, do they? No.
Yeah, they understand. No, so there is. So I'll explain that one in a minute.
Thank you.
First of all, we'll just wait for the comments to roll in there on that cruelty.
On that ill-advised,
Yeah.
ill-informed.
So let's just give you all a
approach.
minute there now to compose yourselves and get your words down on paper.
Instagram, yeah.
All the parents out there, explain to Ray about.
I
leaving
love when
the
you're going
child.
to. You'll play this back to me now in a few years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of things there. The first thing is you can leave them screaming.
You can, yeah.
As in, like, obviously you can leave someone screaming, but they become hysterical, and then they start struggling.
Right.
Like, so
You can't do that.
not really. No.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
I mean, if you leave them, like, I leave Ali crying sometimes if she's just kind of crying.
Brendan is making this. Yeah, sometimes you can just leave them.
So the one thing is, I will leave Ali crying if she's like crying going to bed. She'll
Yeah.
stop crying in a minute.
Yeah.
But if she's still crying after 10 or 15, after 5 or 10 minutes, she'll become. That's her screaming there now in the background. Yeah, I don't know if you heard that on the fucking podcast.
Now, but hold on now. Again, me and you were out yesterday when we went for the grub.
Yeah.
And you had the child with you.
Yeah.
And she was being obstreperous.
Yeah.
And then you got the phone out.
Yeah.
And you put the lady with the Miss Rachel.
Miss The one with the nipples pierced. That
Your
one.
one with the show, I was going to say, but okay. You put Miss Rachel on
Yeah.
the television,
Yeah.
on the phone, and immediately she went, "Nope, that's cool."
Yeah. So
Would you not put a big screen, which I'm sure you have a spare one,
Yeah.
up inside in the room, and leave it on?
Yeah, that's really good for kids as well, is to have them try and fall asleep to television. That's a good.
That's how you are.
We're just going to stop there again now. We're going to give everyone a bit of time.
What do you go to sleep to?
Yeah, but I'm different though. I'm broken.
All right, okay.
I'm broke.
Would you go to sleep to television?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to.
But maybe she needs that too,
No.
being your daughter.
I'm not breaking my child.
Right, okay.
So we're just going to give everyone a few minutes there to put that first together again. Miss Rachel, let's get on to Miss Rachel. When we discovered her and the effect that she has on babies, we were like, Jesus.
How does she do it?
But
Yeah.
I'm not a vicious man, Ray. And hopefully the guards will never have to play back this next statement to me ever.
Yeah.
I'm going to burn her house down.
Miss Rachel.
I am fit to kill her.
Why?
Because she has 12 or 13 videos that she plays on a loop
Okay.
all the time when you
Yeah.
go onto her live YouTube page.
Yeah.
And I am ready to
Where's she
burst.
based?
She's based in my head 24/7.
But is she in the States? This
Yeah,
Miss Rachel?
yeah.
Would you ever drop her an email or a DM and kind of say, lads, would you have any chance of a new video?
Yeah.
Here's some subjects.
Yeah,
that I'd
I'm going
like
to give you some
cover.
subjects to cover. Yeah, that's not bad. That's actually a good idea. I'm
Women
sure she would.
farting in public.
Oh, that's a big one. Well, my
Yeah.
TikTok's full of that anyway.
I know, but imagine you get Miss Rachel. Wouldn't it be nice if your and Ali's interests were to combine?
I think I'd have to pay on OnlyFans for that kind of stuff. If you were to try and get Miss Rachel farting,
Yeah.
definitely it's
But the
15
farting
quid a
is
month.
innocuous enough, like.
No, I keep saying this on the podcast. Fellas are weird. Like, there's fellas who are into women farting. Like, that's a big thing.
So it's
for
just
them.
you.
No, I'm not
There's
into
no
it at all.
community of this now.
No, I'm not into it at all. Sometimes I will turn off the lights and just listen to women farting.
Do they sound different to man farts? Women farts? I'm only familiar with one type of fart. Well, two. I have to include my mother in that. Actually weird. I've never heard Carmel fart.
I'm at a stage in my life now where
I might have to address that during the week. Carmel, were you ever passed wind in front of me?
no, but she'll say
Blamed it on
Ray,
ML.
she'll say Ray, women in the 70s and 80s didn't fart, like,
Yeah.
and they haven't since.
That's very dangerous because that means the toxins are.
Well,
kept
the
inside
modern
you.
woman now, the modern feminist woke woman,
Yeah.
she will say, well, you better eat me farts. Like, she's like, farts are just a normal part of everyday
They
life.
are.
They are for fellas, yeah. Because
No, but
we're
therefore,
allowed-
I'm always encouraging Laura to fart more. I think it's hilarious.
No, you're into it.
Maybe I am into it.
Yeah.
I think they're very funny
No,
though.
farts are hilarious. The other thing that comes up my TikTok all the time is like top 10 compilations of babies farting. And babies farting is fucking
I've never heard.
brilliant.
This is literally up until when you uttered those words.
Yeah.
These thoughts have never crossed my mind.
No, it's hilarious. They are hilarious. I love that we are the smartest, most advanced beings on Earth,
Yeah.
and we still get broke down by people farting.
Yeah.
I love that. That's still. It
But
shows you how little we have come.
Could you
how far
find?
we've
Have
come
you ever tried putting those on when Ali's watching it with you?
to
Did she
the
find
farts.
it funny? Yeah.
So I think that their humorous operandum
Or the humorous operandum system.
esophagus system.
Yeah. Not
do-
fully developed yet.
Not until they're about 3 or 4 do they find farts hilarious.
What do you call your man? Is it what's his face? Rory Stories. Would you
Yeah.
find him funny?
Um,
Sorry, I was just thinking of different types of humor.
okay.
And Rory Stories funny.
We gotta be very careful here because there's a lot of people who
Who do find him funny?
yeah, and who don't find us funny, think we're two flutes.
Oh, yeah.
Most of TikTok usually.
Yeah.
The most of TikTok usually.
Well,
think
there's no
we're a pair
point
of
playing
flutes.
our videos of us. But I'm just saying other people that are doing things like us.
Do you remember this? Is nothing to do with Rory Stories now.
Yeah.
Do you remember a while ago I did a bit on JA and pints?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we,
Fine. Okay, so she doesn't enjoy Rory Stories.
So, but you can't sneer. You can't sneer at JA and pints.
No.
I've been
You're not
thinking
allowed.
about this lately. If the Irish public in their in almost entirety, what's that word? In their majority,
The majority.
find JA and pints content brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, then who are we to judge?
Yeah.
You know, if the majority of Ireland right now want to go out and see a Tumbling Paddy's gig and not come and see a rock and roll band, who are we to judge?
Hmm.
If the majority of Ireland want to decide that Celtic Symphony all of a sudden doesn't have the meaning that it originally had, then who are we to judge?
We're not
Because
judging
once
it.
you put content out there, you don't own it anymore.
No, it's other people's.
You know, it belongs to them and what they want to make of it. The second last song I played last night in a rock and roll band called Sunday Roast was Grace. The second last song. Lifted the pub out of it. I looked at my drummer, Sean. He is my drummer.
Yeah, you own him.
Looked at him and went, I guess this is what we are.
This is it now.
This is it. You know?
Yeah.
And, but that's it.
Do you
though.
think, like the likes of Dickie Rock and Big Tom and Joe Dolan and all them back in the day, when they were used to playing certain stuff, all of a sudden had to play stuff like Whiskey in the Jar by Thin Lizzy?
Well, it's a good fucking point you're making
Kind of
there.
standing going, what the hell's after happening?
The one thing I will say, when I say to you the show band era, you kind of have a tendency to think that they were just playing the country songs but they were the cover bands.
Yeah, they had to do the pop stuff as well.
They were the pop guys, so they were playing the stuff that was in the charts then.
Yeah.
Or in Ireland, probably 2 years later, when one CD came across from England, 1972.
But
They're
it's
like, I'm after getting the Beatles song.
I think it's always been the way, though.
Yeah.
Everybody, like, you'd be an old man band now.
Ah, shit.
Yeah.
No, that's a
You're
big
the youngest
realisation.
member of an old man band.
I know, and that is the thing, because we have, and we'll get on to this maybe as well as to what's happening to nightlife.
Oh, yeah, okay.
In Ireland. We can talk about that a little bit too if you want. This is like fucking Claire Bird or something.
What's happening in nightlife is people aren't going to drink pints anymore. Like in the quantities they used to drink the pints.
Yeah, because they are absolutely sniffing. They're like Dyson Hoovers when it comes to cocaine.
Whoa!
Stop
I
now.
wasn't going that way.
No, we're full Claire Bird now. We might as well be
Are
on
you
Joe
going
Duffy.
No, I don't think it's that. I've never
Okay.
seen anybody doing that.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, people do be really antsy and kind of weird when I'm talking to them.
Yeah.
But,
And
yeah.
Ray, let's start a football team. Come on.
Yeah.
Start it now. Like, let's do a 5-a-side
Yeah,
now
people
outside
are
the door.
really invigorated, I would say.
So, I have noticed from frequenting quite a number of establishments lately as a full-time professional musician,
yes.
a lot of people will walk into a pub, right, a public house,
Public house.
And-
Would sell pints.
sell pints,
Yeah.
top shelf whiskey, all that stuff, vodka,
Yeah.
gin, amaretto,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Cocktails, ale,
Yeah.
and they'll go straight past the bar and into the toilet for 15 minutes.
Right.
Now, you're going to say to me, geez, I don't notice that at all, Mark. I'm in establishments all the time.
Is this like...
And I'm not fucking, I don't care. I'm so willing. Just Google your fucking local town and look up court cases, and I guarantee you there's about 4 people who are up on charges of selling cocaine. I fucking guarantee it.
Is it the equivalent of going into a library's toilets and watching videos for 15 minutes?
I have
And then
a weird quirk
coming
where,
out. Do you know? Is that what it, you know?
It
Pub
is, isn't
sells
it?
drink.
Yeah.
Then they do the drugs.
Yeah. It's like going into a library toilet
Yeah.
with your PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
And setting it up.
And having a great time.
And,
And then coming out buzzed off
Yeah.
your tits going, I've had a brilliant time in this library.
I've had a brilliant time in here, but the thing when you walk out of the library after playing the PlayStation 5
Everybody's
is,
reading books and they're not nearly on the same level as you are.
yeah, but you're also not going to try and fight them though. Unless you're playing a lot of Call of Duty or something like.
True.
You know?
Yeah.
So you're not going to try and fight them and ruin their lives. Right?
Fair enough,
And
yeah.
also, well, maybe true or not, I don't know who makes PlayStations in China. Maybe it is little kids or something. But I'll tell you one thing about the PlayStation. It wasn't made by some poor farmer in Colombia and 15 people didn't have to die just to get it across the ocean.
Yeah, true.
You know, I'm not this voice of big reason who doesn't do anything stupid in his life, right?
Yeah.
But when you see people eating cocaine out of it, I'm sorry now to call, let's put a stat on it, right? And tell Kendy he's wrong. I think 50% of people who are out in pubs now are doing cocaine. Now, unless you're going to a country pub in the middle of Roscommon or something.
When it's a 60 or 70%.
Roscommon people are great now. They wouldn't do that stuff. No, give me no pint Carlsberg. That's what they'd say. Wouldn't thank you
Can I
first.
talk to you about the big boat that they got in the sea?
Yeah, I want to get on to that.
Yeah.
So they found a big boat, and funnily enough, man, all I could think about was Star Trek because they kept saying we're trying to find the mothership.
But
I was like looking up at the sky, going, "Are you telling me the aliens are the ones that are dropping the cocaine down?"
This is the big container ship.
Yeah, it's
that-
found off the coast of Cork, Waterford.
But you heard the story about that?
What do you mean? Like I heard the story about
The story
it?
about it was apparently there was obviously heaps of drugs on it, but there was a mutiny. You heard the mutiny bit?
No
Yeah, there was a mutiny on the ship, and a couple of the lads stabbed the captain.
pirates.
No,
Scurvy.
There was no scurvy, no pirates. But apparently the staff, they
Yeah.
call them the crew, were on the ship and they were not enjoying the way things were being run.
Yeah.
And there was an altercation in which the captain, I believe, got injured.
Right.
And then that was fine until they realised that the captain is the only one that knew how to drive the ship. So they're all like, oh, shit, right, we'll have to call for help. but we don't want them to come. We just want instructions. We don't want them to come out to us.
No, don't. No, we're fine.
No. It's just the captain.
We are fine. I know I rang the emergency line.
But is the captain there? To say Irish Emergency Services. Is the captain there? He's just busy at the minute.
Hello, Captain. Are you ready? 5 minutes, you said, is it? Yeah. Just find out what they can do for us. Okay, perfect.
I think they set it out in such a way. Now I could be hugely wrong.
No, but it's better. Stop saying it doesn't matter. It's better if you're wrong.
Apparently, the Irish Defence Force and everybody and the drug crowd and everybody got tipped off. Then that there was this big kind of. They were acting suspiciously as a container ship off the coast of Ireland and beginning to drift into Irish waters.
Yeah.
So they immediately have to go and look and see what's going on. Yeah. And they were like, no, you're fine. No, just tell us.
Don't come out. No.
How do I? What's the indicator? Is it the left? Or where do I get the wipers?
No, not at all. Come here. How many gears has just for instance the captain?
If you were driving this, what would you do with this lever?
Would you go straight to seconds? Because I think first is stuck.
I can't find the clutch.
I'm only saying the captain. He has 20 years experience. Yeah, should there be seatbelts?
So
should I be sitting down? Because I've watched a lot of films where it's a man with a big massive wheel made out of wood, and he's usually turning it for ages.
I can't find that.
I don't know where that. It's usually at the top, and there's a flag. There's usually a flag then above it.
So anyway, apparently the obviously the forces of Ireland arrived.
I must say, fucking very impressed with the story I heard though.
Oh,
because I mean, I make a lot of jokes about the FCA here, and like Ireland's defence forces not really being what they, need to be, or they don't need to be it.
Mm-hmm.
They boarded it off helicopters.
They did.
Down ropes like Navy SEALs.
But before they did that,
and they shot everybody, killed them all stone dead. They killed everyone in their sight.
As they were looking for the wheel.
Yeah, they were saying, "Where's this fucking wooden wheel the boys are at about?"
Now.
Yeah.
No, hold on.
And then they rang back and said, "We're after killing everyone. Come here, just out of interest. Anyone ever driven a boat before?"
No, but before they actually dropped from the helicopters, Navy SEALs, crack, the Irish customs officers had to bequeath them custom officer status.
Yeah.
Because under the legislation, they couldn't board the ship unless they were custom officers.
The way they do that is with a clipboard. So they, the way you get knifed with a sword?
Yeah.
One of them comes up with a clipboard and he puts it.
Well, I just couldn't help but think of the old Western movies, you see, when they'd make deputies out of all the lads. Just extra help.
The boys like that.
Don't worry. No problem killing people once you have this little badge
and then
on.
They put the badge on and start pointing at. Look at that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a deputy now, boys.
That's it. Deputy Comiskey. So we're ready to go. Here we go.
So they deputised the Defence Forces personnel
as customs officers.
And then immediately in their full SEAL get-up, they arrived in the boat as customs officers.
Yeah.
And they had a look around and what's going on here? It's very suspicious.
Yeah.
And that's when they found the drugs.
Yeah, and they found tons, about 500 million euros worth.
Tons and tons and tons.
Yeah, and I mean, it's been said who was it for? Where was it going? Okay, I just got handed by one of our ladies here in the office. Irish people joint fourth highest consumers of cocaine globally, says the UN. So, is Kendy right or wrong?
It would appear so.
Joint fourth. I presume that's per capita.
Who has beaten us?
Yeah.
Can we not? This is like the rugby all over again. Joint
We're
fourth.
Fucking fourth.
I mean, we can't win nothing.
Jesus. But it is absolutely staggering. People aren't buying pints and I won't get paid.
Is that what's wrong with you?
Yeah, because I'm trying to make a living in pubs that are going, geez, we're not selling as much drink as we used to.
Do you think there's any correlation between this drug use and perhaps the upsurge in the request for things like grace and stuff like that? Do you think this perhaps is a side effect?
Are you telling me that the Wolf Tones are drug dealers?
No, I'm not telling the drug dealers. I'm saying maybe it's you only get tablets and the side effects. Increased love of rebel music.
Increased lack of understanding of rebel music.
Yeah,
also.
Increased dislike of Toto.
Yeah, yeah.
I do not want to hold the line.
Yeah.
I want to sniff it.
No, yeah. Fuck, you could be right though. There could be something in that. Like, does it make you more patriotic and rebellious?
We should look at a study of that, because I think this is what's wrong with the Irish music industry at the moment is perhaps an overemphasis on rebel music.
Let's write a paper and try and get such a study commissioned.
I think I'll do a master's.
Let's all get our masters. I haven't even got a level fucking 4, man, and I'm in the masters. Yeah. But anyway, I could get in trouble for saying all that stuff, but fuck it. Cocaine is so rampant in this country. It is. It's unbelievable.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I don't see it.
Well,
and that's not me disagreeing with you.
No, it is you.
No,
you're a prick now.
I also am in these establishments, but either I'm so naive or I'm just blind.
Yeah, you are naive.
But I do be tipping around, everybody's in great form. Now, there isn't as many people.
Yeah.
as there was before.
Yeah.
It is quieter.
Yeah, it is definitely quieter.
But I
so-
thought that was the fact that people were charging $6.20 for a pint of Guinness.
Well, that's not helping either.
No.
And you defended that as well. You said...
When did I defend that?
You said, listen to the government and the government's only... No, you said something like it's only an extra 10p on top of your pint, but every time it goes up and upgrade, then it becomes a fucking disaster.
Yeah.
You know? And people are getting charged astronomical money on their pints. And they're also being told every week by the likes of these people on these fucking RTE shows going, sure, how could you be going out? Sure, you have no money.
That's true.
They're being told every week, sure,
Yeah.
you have no money. Don't be going anywhere. You're fucked. You have no house. You have no money. The kids hate you.
Don't be going out.
Don't be going
Yeah.
out anywhere.
Can't get
Jesus,
anyone to mind the kids.
You can't get anyone to mind the kids. How would you get a house? Don't be going out. Leave that. The Ukrainians can only go out. So you're not allowed to go out.
Another problem, and this is where we'll finally bring in Brendan's bits.
Brendan's bit. Anyway, Ali's driving me mad. Sorry, I forgot to tell you that. That's what I was getting at.
Brendan's bits.
Brendan's bits.
Brandon's bits. So it is.
That
Apparently-
teen tune that just played there, I don't have that. You won't give it to me.
I won't, because there's no video version. Apparently, the funerals are going to be grouped
Huh.
because there's such an abundance of them.
So what do you mean? Wait for 100 people to die and then throw them all in the
No,
same
as
hole?
in, well, what's happening is there's so many people dying at the minute, right? That you're finding that there isn't enough days in the week to
You're
bury
watching
them.
too much RTE again now. Everyone's dying as well. You can't go out. The kids hate you. Everyone's dying.
Survey finds more than 1/3 of Irish Catholic priests aged over 60, with 2,100 serving 2,500 parishes. So what's happening is grouped funerals and funeral postponements are said to become commonplace in Ireland, owing to the shortage of priests being endured by the Catholic Church.
Have you ever been to a...
Brendan has a comment in Brendan's bits. Am I not delivering this right, Brendan?
So the point of the article was this, the lack of priests is going to cause lay people to have to do funerals, and I thought, imagine Mark Kennedy doing it.
Oh my God!
Oh, so the idea
Oh, I didn't
behind
read
it
the whole
is-
lot. Yeah,
the
okay.
idea is that the lack of priests, which we've talked about before on this podcast,
Yes.
will lead to lay people, normal people,
Like the
having-
customs officers.
Yeah, having
You'll
to-
be deputised
to
as
do
a
funerals.
priest will go, there you go, you get a week's of priestly
Now,
duties.
the first thing I would do
Yeah.
is cut the shit.
Oh,
Right.
at a funeral.
So I would,
Right.
Because we have this grand idea in Ireland that you know the way they do obituaries, and then the priest sometimes will. So when you lose a loved one,
Yeah.
a priest will call to your house and say, "Can you tell me a few bits about?"
So as to appear knowledgeable and empathetic
Yeah,
and sympathetic.
and then when he gives a
Yeah.
speech, then he says, "Well, the one thing he just loved doing loads of charity work.
Yeah.
And he was always working with the local youths in the JA.
Yeah.
Right, you know. And I mean, that was really all that Paddy ever wanted to do. He wanted to stay quiet. Now, I've known a lot of bastards in my life, some
Right.
of which have passed away. Right, and I end up
You would
reading.
speak ill of the dead.
Now, that's what I'm getting at. Mark Kennedy deaconized. I don't even know.
Priestessized.
Priestessized.
Yeah.
Right.
Big priestessized head.
Priestessized is something to use if you have an infection. Get a bit. No.
Yeah.
And I would say, cut through all the shit. I'm going to speak ill of the dead. So, not to be disrespectful. Not to be disrespectful.
Could you do it-
But Paddy, let's call him.
Could you do it? Could you do it the way those restaurants in Las Vegas do it? You know, the waiters are
They
really
abuse
mean.
the head of you. Yeah.
Could you, people actually go for someone like you? Because
Yeah.
it'll be a bit of crack.
Yeah, we're going to get your man who abused the shite out of him.
Paddy would love that now.
Oh, Paddy would have loved if we called him a piece of shit. But what I would do is I wouldn't go whole hog.
Yeah.
But I would call people out. So I would find out what I had to find out about him. But then I'd also go to people like other neighbours and say, come on now.
Okay, so you say Paddy is a lovely fella.
Lovely
and
fella.
so his daughter has told me he was the best father she ever had.
Now.
Right.
I
but
also talked to his
Bridie across the road.
His name, yeah, Dermot Bridie.
Dermot Bridie across
Yeah,
the road.
turns out Paddy stole 16 bales.
Yeah.
1997.
Well, he didn't steal them. He just didn't pay for them.
He didn't pay for them.
He had agreed a
Now,
fee, but he just didn't give it.
Apparently that fee is still outstanding.
Right.
We're going to send around one of the baskets. Only to Paddy's family.
Yeah.
Pay up now.
Pay up now.
Pay up.
Or this body isn't leaving this church. If you want to bury him,
You know, like, because we do have to cut through the shit.
I have a skip out the back. And I said, it's cheaper to put him in that.
Mark, can you do Ray's funeral now?
If
Oh.
I had to do my bit on Ray's funeral,
Yeah, so it's my funeral. I passed away, unfortunately, at the age of 41.
and I am,
Laura is now a very young widow.
yeah.
Eligible widow.
So, yeah, that's what I was going to say.
She's
Straight
delighted.
up, ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
as much of a pity it is, and poor old Laura, Ray's widow,
Yeah.
is
looking fantastic.
just
today.
ball. She looks brilliant. She's balling the rise out
Lovely outfit.
into the shoulder of her new fella.
Yeah.
Fabio.
She's a fine looking man.
So fucking Laura's going to be 40, 45 by then. And Fabio, I mean, I just have to say.
For a 22-year-old.
For a 22-year-old.
That's a tight wee touch.
And I tell you one thing, you have a great way about you to be looking after a woman like her.
Yeah.
So fair play. Fabio, please take your hand off her arse.
Right, okay, talk about me.
Oh, yeah,
Remind Laura, my new widow.
Laura, we all remember. We were all shocked. We were.
How did I go?
We were all shocked when you married him.
Oh, right.
We didn't think it was going to work.
Yeah, but clearly she was after the money because I didn't last long.
I have to say, Laura, if I could say it to everyone as well, and I really want this to be known, especially if there is any kind of local Gardaí here or whatever, I don't think it was that suspicious of a circumstance. He was dead in the bed.
Yeah.
And she was out.
Yeah, she was out.
No one saw her out.
No one saw her out.
But apparently she was out and about. Now, someone might say that cyanide found in the blood system. Do you know?
Yeah.
But if it was me now and I was a guard, I wouldn't bother me arse looking any further into it. Sometimes God has his way of dropping cyanide into Nexium.
Yeah.
He does have his way of...
I knew you'd bring the Nexium into it. The one tablet I have to take every day, yeah, she laced the Nexium in cyanide. That got rid of him. But she was
It has often been said that cyanide and Nexium have been mixed together in the fat, and it just so happens, and I'd leave it at that now if I was everyone. I
joke's
wouldn't
on
bother.
her now. All she's ended up with is the rake of speakers, a 07 Renault traffic van, and a load of debt.
Still 20 years later with the 07 traffic
What
van.
was it bad about me though? See, you can't. You can't. At a thing like that, you'd have to turn around and say, he wasn't a bad lad.
He was an emotional wreck at times.
Right.
Found it hard sometimes to get anything out of him. He was kind of a problem fixer, which nobody likes.
Nobody likes
No
that.
one likes someone who fixes problems.
Oh, like, yeah.
Was Ray a shoulder to cry on? Probably not. Was he a shoulder that you'd cry because of? Almost always.
Almost always. So you think there will be a need for this? You think there'll be a desire amongst communities?
People want to hear the truth sometimes, Ray, especially nowadays with all the fake funerals.
Would you think it'd be a bit like dramatic weddings, which we spoke of there earlier this week?
What do you mean?
Remember you were saying about a wedding that you were at was very dramatic.
I don't remember what I said to you there 10 seconds ago.
Right, anyway. So
What did I say to
people
you?
love a bit of drama at a wedding.
Oh!
Yeah. Do you think people equally at funeral love a bit of drama?
Now,
Makes
maybe
the
this is
funeral-
another business idea. Maybe I'm not the person who's doing the funeral.
Right.
But maybe I'm someone who you can pay 20 minutes into it to burst through the back door and say, Ray McAndrew, may you burn in hell unless you give me back my money.
Right.
You know, you could do that.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Wouldn't that be savage?
Would
to
you
create
ever,
that?
would you ever
Yeah.
do that? Though?
Oh, because I love drama at events
no,
like
but
that.
seriously though.
Yeah.
If I give you €5,000 tonight,
Yeah.
that tomorrow we're going to just pick a random funeral and you're going to burst in those doors.
I'm going to dress up as a woman,
Oh God.
go to a man's funeral and push in a pram. And say, I'm due 20 years maintenance for a 20-year-old who's still in the pram. But
I mean, also, would you actually do that for £5,000?
for £5,000, would I?
So you're going to ruin a family's day. Like they're having such a grand day. You're going to ruin it. Not that it can be ruined anymore.
Jeez, I could do with the £5,000 rate.
That's the thing, isn't it?
Do you know what I mean? £5,000 is £5,000. It can't
They'd
be
never
sneered
speak
at.
to you again, though. But they'd always remember the day of Paddy's funeral.
Do I have to know them?
Yeah, you might know them. You wouldn't know. Crack your land in with your little skirting on.
It's hard to turn down £5,000, isn't it? Like £5,000 goes a long way.
The things you do for five. Would you walk down O'Connell Street in the nip for £5,000?
I mean, I've probably done it before for not. I mean, would I walk down a country? I mean, I've said this to you plenty of times. We all have a Mickey.
Yes,
Most of them look the same.
they do.
I mean, would I walk down a country £5,000 balls naked? I probably would.
You probably would.
Yeah,
Right.
I actually would. You know.
Okay. Would you allow me to insert the top of a traffic cone in your anus?
Again,
For €5,000.
no.
No. But that man, no, you wouldn't do that.
The butthole.
Yeah. It's £5,000, like, it's very quick 5,000.
Imagine farting through that, man. It'd ring out the whole town.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I thought it'd be a nice little. Because it'd probably be
No, the top
queef.
of a traffic cone is about 2 inches
Yeah,
in diameter.
should be no joke now.
Jeez, man, you'd want to be going.
You want to be priming that up for a few weeks training.
Jeez, you want to be spitting.
And see how far you can go down in it.
Would you do that?
What?
Would you do that?
No.
Let me give you one.
No.
Let me give you a scenario.
No, thank you for rewording
So,
that.
and I know that you love money and a good deal.
Yeah.
So, No, this is a better one.
Right.
What's your price to absolutely shift ahead of some fella? All you got to do is, but you got to go real tonguey with it and shit.
Right.
What's your price?
What's my price?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, say you're 20 grand off the deposit for a house.
Oh, I'd shift face with him.
For what?
For what?
20 grand.
For 20 grand.
20 grand? No. Maybe.
And everyone knows, and you can't say.
The number-
you can't say why you did it either. You have to go. No,
okay.
I wanted to try it. Like,
Oh yeah, that's probably a better thing than saying I needed 40 grand for a house. I think people would laugh a lot at you more. It's like, yeah, Ray, odd, like, you shifted the face off your man.
for 40 grand. What
Yeah,
else
but
did he do?
but it was for 40,000 for a house. Oh God, he was desperate, wasn't he?
Yeah, that is
People would
very
never
desperate.
look at you right above
No,
that
they'd
house.
say that's the desperate lad that
Yeah,
shifts
that's
the head of a fella.
shifty
Not
head.
that there's nothing wrong with shifting the head of a fella, but when you're not in shifting the head of fellas,
Yeah,
you
no.
know. So come on, you got
I think 40,000,
right.
somewhere in the region of 40k.
Ask me what my price is.
What's your price?
I wouldn't do it at all, man. I'm not into that stuff. That's
that's a bad. You
not a
trapped me there
chance
now.
would I do it.
Well, that's up to you. Like, you could do it with 40,000 too. I
mean, I was going to walk balls naked down O'Connell Street for 5.
You might enjoy it.
Well, that's my big worry.
Yeah.
That is my worry, is that maybe I'll get too into it.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, Mark, they said you only had to do it for 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, turn off that light.
Turn on, Nicola, pack your bags.
Let's go for it. Turn on that lava lamp. Let's go for it.
Can I talk about, speaking of shifting fellas,
Yeah.
can I talk about the world's favourite dating app, Bumble?
Oh, yeah. Why is this one? Is Bumble the one where the women...
The women have to say yes.
So, I've been getting real insights into this lately, by the way.
Okay.
Not Bumble, Tinder.
Oh, yeah, Tinder is the basic one.
Yeah, would you want me to give my insight into it, or do you want to talk
Oh, no,
about it
be well
first?
to I'd like to hear
Okay.
it.
Obviously, I don't know anything about it, but I've been talking to friends of mine who are on it.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy was saying that he currently has less than 10 likes on his page. Fine fella. Nothing wrong with him.
What do you mean? I thought it was swipe right, swipe left job. 10 people have
So-
swipe righted on them.
So,
Can
yeah.
you buy a big premium package where you can get like
You
reams
get-
of analysis?
Yeah, that's
How
where-
long a woman lingered upon your photo.
And you also get put onto the premium pages, the ones that look well, all the beautiful
Oh, the
people.
good-looking ones.
I actually don't know if that's true or not. But anyway, but there's women out there, and I'd love to hear, and it's not you're not boasting. You're not boasting when you do this. There's women out there with thousands and thousands of swipes,
Right.
you know? So you have to realize, as a fella in Ireland now, you have maybe 20 people that have liked you or less, you
Yes.
know? And then you've swiped on a girl.
It's great for your confidence.
You've swiped on a girl who probably has thousands.
Yeah.
If you're going to message her, you can't go, "Hi, how are you?" She's got 100 of those that day.
Yes.
So you have to come up with something spectacular
Yeah.
to catch her attention,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
And I think the pressure on fellas must be unbelievable. Because here's the thing, fellas are dirty, rotten bastards, right?
Yeah.
So all it takes is a woman to go, "Here, I swiped on you. Do you want to ride?" And the fella will go, I mean, I can meet you in probably 30 seconds.
30 seconds, yeah.
Where are you living?
Yeah.
Donegal. I'll be
no
there.
questions asked.
You know?
Yeah.
Whereas if you're a fella trying to get after a Bureau on it nowadays,
Yeah.
You have to come up with something mental to get them to...
Have you come up with something?
No, I'm just saying that it's hard on fellas.
Yeah.
That's my insight into this dating app
best
game.
one-
I'm so glad I don't have anything to do with it now.
The best one I ever heard was Emma Chambers.
Go on.
Do you want anything down the shop? And just
That's
like,
fucking brilliant.
do you want anything down the shop? And you
That's
read
a
it and you're going,
great one. That's a fucking great one.
It's very easy going.
Like, I don't know where fellas get the confidence to start writing to these bureaus on it, then saying, you know, because you have to be cheeky. Like, you
do.
have to stand out. Like,
Yeah.
you can't be the, "Hey, how are you? Where are you from?
No,
What are you into?"
like shite.
You have to be like, "Come here, if me and you get together, I'll tell you one thing."
Well, I want to open your mind now.
I thought you were about to,
With the traffic cone.
Get the traffic going back.
I
in.
thought you were about to come up with your own style. I'm about to open your...
No. So at the weekend, I met a friend of mine at the football sports match that was on.
There was a
the
football
sports game that with the lads in the playing.
Yeah, it was a rugby game, Raybo.
Rugby game, yeah.
Good try.
I was at that. Like, hey!
Oh!
I was at that on Saturday night.
Yeah.
And I
We're not talking about it, by the way.
No, I'm
No.
feeling you didn't want to speak about
No,
it.
I can't. Yeah.
I was at the match anyway, and there was a couple of friends.
You weren't
around
at
there
the match. You were watching us
watching
on the
it on a
television.
television in Anderson's Tremendous Event Centre, which also do tremendous shows. I had 47 speakers blaring the match out. I was very proud of myself.
Yo, yeah, but
It was loud.
Lovely.
Yeah, you felt like you were there. Anyway, met the girls.
Yeah.
And one of the girls is a friend of mine. I won't give her name.
Yeah.
Oh no, she said I could. Haha, Trisha. Right.
Did she definitely say you could?
Yes.
Are you sure? now?
Absolutely.
Fuck me if we start editing this now.
I'm hoping now that I've got the other girl's name right because there's no doubt in myself. Anyway, Trisha and her friend sat down.
Okay.
Right? I won't give the other girl's name.
Don't! You should have just said it doesn't matter. The name.
Nobody knows Trisha.
Yeah, I know, but the name doesn't mean anything in a
No,
story
it's
like
not,
this.
it helps me.
Yeah.
I said to Trisha anyway, where did you meet Catherine?
Okay.
Right? And Trisha says, Bumble.
Are they lesbians?
My immediate thought was lesbians.
Yeah.
I was going, oh my God, Trisha, I had no idea. I thought you were firmly in the I like the fellas camp. Do you know?
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
And she's like, no. There's a section on Bumble
For
for friends. Fumble.
what?
Your friend Bumble.
You'd be fumbling around that joke, man. Why?
Did you know this?
No.
So you can, if you're a girl like Trisha
Yeah.
and Catherine on Bumble, you can also go, do you know something? I'd like just a girl to go out with and talk about girly things with.
Yeah, it's funny
And-
that.
Yeah. So immediately then they go into friend Bumble and they go, who is here? And Catherine comes up and she's like, I'd love to have someone to go out with because I've recently moved here from the States.
And cut to 4.5 years later.
And they're the best of friends.
No, cut to 4.5 years later, and when they're up at the ceremony,
Yeah.
they're going, remember, I remember when we were pretending at the start
No.
just to be friends.
They're definitely friends. Because they were met on Friend Bumble and they're, oh my God, am I the most naive man in Ireland?
I mean, we just talked about the cocaine thing, Ray.
They're definitely, I feel like Father Dougal. Those girls were on the net.
Were they taken off together quite a bit?
No, they weren't. They were the loveliest, and it was funny. They met on Friend Bumble last May, and they've gone to multiple events together, and they really enjoy each other's company.
And they sleep in the same bed.
You know, they don't,
Nice.
but they said, Catherine said, it was really difficult moving to Sligo to actually meet people because, you know, it's just hard.
Yep.
And she said, I went on to Friend, I don't know why she was on Bumble because she's married. So but I think she just went on to Friend Bumble just for the sake because of Friend Bumble, Fumble.
We're going to get in a lot of trouble here now, Ray, if you don't stop giving out all the details of these people.
Yeah, sorry.
For the love of God.
Brendan had a point there. Brendan.
As an experiment, could the two of you go on Fumble for a week and see who gets the most likes?
Now,
So
I did,
are we allowed on Fumble?
no, I did ask then. I said, do men participate in this? And she said, no, they're not usually on it. There's not a lot of men looking up for friends. Men are different in that we can just go to the pub and go, well,
How are you?
what's the crack? Cheers, great game, isn't it? Yeah, it is, yeah. Next thing, we're instantly friends.
That's it. I mean, Jesus, fellas are idiots. I would love to go on Tinder and see.
What interest would be in you.
Yeah, but I don't think I really want to know that, though.
No,
do I?
you don't want to know that. You don't. It's not a nice place for us gentlemen.
It'd be really disheartening, wouldn't it?
Yeah, in fact, your confidence would take quite a bit.
And I mean-
that would affect the podcast because we like you feeling confident.
I mean, I haven't felt confident since 2008. Maybe was
Well,
the last
Tinder
time.
is not going to, but I do think Friend
Tinder
Bumble,
would ruin my confidence to bits. Like it'd destroy me.
I think Friend Bumble is something that I didn't know about before this, and now it's great. If you're a girl
yeah.
out there, not that we have many women listening to us, and you want to make a friend wherever you are,
Yeah.
check out Friend Bumble.
And for those two that Ray met at the weekend as well,
Yeah.
I will play at your ceremony. No problem.
There's no ceremony. They're just friends.
No, I will.
She
Yep.
is. Catherine's married. She has children.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
I can't get over how naive I could have been.
yeah. I mean, are you just getting that into your head now?
But they wouldn't have. I didn't even open my beer.
For
I'm
fuck's
sitting here
sake.
with no beer. We're ages into the podcast and I haven't even opened maybe a good job. It's a small can.
Fucking hell. I mean, the whole Tinder, Bumble. I worry about the next generation of people who are coming up trying to meet each other. You know, and if
You
it's
don't
going,
do it in person anymore.
I have a lot of fucking friends who were farting around on that app for the last 6 years.
Yeah.
Like I do, you know what I mean? I do like. I just don't know that you. For the most part, do you find people on that
You do,
spend
yeah.
the
You
rest
do.
of your life with?
You
like?
do, yeah.
Like I feel like it's easy for me to say, but
Yeah, I don't think you've much.
I don't have a lot
Experience.
to say. Yeah, but I'm still give my opinion because at least if it vexes people, it'll be something. I just feel like just go out. Do you know what I would say?
You can't-
go out
No.
and don't do cocaine.
No, you can't do that. I tried that. I once lived in England and I wanted to meet friends. Now, this was friends. I wasn't talking about.
Fuck the friends, Ray.
No,
We're all trying to get the right.
But I wanted to meet a friend. in England. I was living in Blackburn. Blackburn's an interesting spot. It's full of Blackburn people.
Okay.
And it's also full of Pakistani and Indian people.
Okay.
And they keep to themselves.
Yeah. That's like Bradford as well, apparently.
All of these kind of Northern England, it's just basically, it's different communities and they very much keep to themselves.
Yeah.
But I was living there for a few months or a year and I wanted to make a friend. So I decided to go to exactly where I thought friends would be.
Yeah.
The Irish bar.
Lovely.
And I ordered myself a pint of Kilkenny.
Lovely.
And I stood there with the big, happy, outgoing head in me going, I'm ready.
You just waited for them all to flock.
I was literally standing in people's proximity. I'd notice a group of friends and I'd walk over and I'd stand beside them and point at Kilkenny.
And did you ever wonder how you didn't make any friends?
I made no friends.
Yeah, I wonder why.
I don't know.
There's nothing weirder than someone just standing around.
With the pint.
You know?
Yeah, not really.
Do you know how fellas make friends in this day and age? Let's say Ali and Nicola decide that I'm of no worth to them anymore.
Easily imaginable.
Yeah, stop imagining it though, because you've imagined it for too long now.
Yeah.
Even that 4 seconds now hurt my feelings.
Sports is how you do it.
Sports is how fellas
But you can see where my problem was.
Yeah, you weren't into
I
a
wasn't
game of
sporty.
sport.
I was like drinking.
If I moved now to Cork,
Yeah.
I would look for five-a-side football.
That's right.
And then
So
after
what
a
does
while,
the women do in Sligo? Like, can they go play sports? Suppose they can. They'll meet a certain type of sporty lady.
they will meet a certain type of sporty lady. The sporty lady is changing now as well, Ray.
Is it?
Oh, they're not as bushy as they used to be.
What did you call them? What did you call them? Bushy.
I'm just saying.
What does that mean?
Nothing. I didn't mean to say that.
I don't know what it means though.
It means like kind of short and kind of,
oh, bushy. No. What have they turned into now? Have you had recent experience with the sporty lady?
At the weekend I did a gig where a local sports ladies team came into the gig.
Sure.
And I was full of Guinness. Ray was full of Guinness.
You're right.
And at one stage I couldn't. I kind of caught myself. I said that to them. There was about 20 of them in front of me, and I said to them, when I was growing up,
you're lovely girls.
I said, yeah, I sound like a fucking. I was the dirty old man.
Yeah.
But I just said to them, when I was growing up, women's teams didn't look like you look like now.
All right.
They didn't at all.
Right.
And I said I'd be applying for your manager's job next year.
Right.
No.
You know that in the last 45 seconds you've literally stopped your gigging career in Sligo because Nicola will hear this and that'll be the end of it.
Can everyone promise here to not tell Nicola I just said that ever? Okay.
Because Brendan sent me a video of the gig and I didn't realise that was the way you were looking at things.
I was full of Guinness, Ray.
Yeah, full of Guinness.
But the thing is, like, like me and Brendan up there, and we enjoyed the gig, Brendan, in fairness, but like, you know, you did feel silly though at the same time. Because they're all there going, woo, we're having a great, and then like you're like, I'm this fat old fella that they're all looking at.
Two
going,
married men.
You're like, stage. They're looking up going, look at those two, you know.
Yeah,
those
but do you
old...
not look at them differently now that you've Ali? Did
oh,
you not
definitely.
say this?
That is so true, actually.
Yeah.
That is actually true as God. You do
going,
look. Yeah.
Look at these lovely girls.
Yeah, well.
Want to mind them type thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, that sounds like as if I need to be minded, but what I mean is you do think a little bit different when you have a daughter. You do go, geez, I hope they'll all mind each other.
Yeah.
That's the big thing. When you see a group of girls, you go, yeah, Brendan took up all the jackets so that they wouldn't leave them down somewhere. No, seriously, he
Brendan
did.
ran a cloakroom.
Yeah, he ran a cloakroom and we charged him €2 each. But you do get that. Did I tell you the story about the gig I did in Maves with that girl? Did I tell that story on this podcast?
What was that again?
About how great I am?
Oh, yeah. Yes, you did.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, you do have this thing where you go, do you know what? If there's a young lady, let's make sure that that I don't have any guilt about her being, that she might be unsafe or something.
Them being a sports team, they probably kicked the shite out of you.
They would absolutely hammer 7 stages shit out of me.
Have they won their game?
Maybe there was older people. There might have been older people in the pub that night going, I might just keep an eye on Kendy to make sure he's safe enough. Because there's about 20 of them women and they will knock the shit out of him if he plays the wrong song.
That's right.
So there was a lot of older people looking up all the time going, oh, I think he's okay for now. He's okay for now. They took my jacket and made sure. Have you any other crack, Ray?
I do.
Go on.
A few bits. I had one thing I wanted to run by you from a crack perspective, but it's probably a too sensitive a subject to run crack by you.
Okay, well, just say it and then we'll decide if it's there.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and we're not getting into this from a political perspective.
I won't get political.
Israel, Palestinians, all that jazz going on at the minute. Sorry.
Go on.
I had a little thought of myself, right?
Okay.
Do you know the way we're a fierce sound country, right? And we have a big navy, 2 ships. Okay.
Yeah.
2 modern ships because we upgraded them there recently.
Yeah.
Imagine if we said, right,
We actually found one off the coast of Cork there. We
we've 3 ships now, but we can't drive the 3rd one.
big wooden wheel on it. It's fucking-
We found the wheel and
Yeah.
away it goes.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking the 2 Navy ships that we have, I was thinking, imagine if Ireland was pure sound. Imagine if you were the pure sound country
yeah.
in the world. Like, as in the person, if there's an argument happening in a pub and the pure sound person intervenes and calms everything down and sorts the people out.
I've said this a million times. Ireland are the good boys of Europe.
So,
we're the ones that bend over.
Yeah,
When,
so
when Europe says we need someone to do something,
Yeah.
we just go, excuse me.
So at the moment...
Hi. Yeah, Ireland. Oh, please. Please let us help. And will you give us funding? Please?
Kendy's arm is up at the moment.
Yeah, that's Ireland. We're the good boys of Europe.
So we're the good boys. We're a nice country and we're fair play to us, And we say, right, we need to get practical about this. There's been enough shite talking.
Yeah.
At the moment, we're looking at a couple of million people that are in a tough situation with regard to water,
Yeah.
food,
Electricity.
all that jazz. So the Irish go, we've had enough chatting, and we load up the 2 Navy ships full of water, and we tip over across the Mediterranean, right? And you're passing by countries like Spain, Italy, all them places, and they're going, where are you going, lads? We are going to help these lads out. The 2 Navy ships. Now, no one's going to go near us, because that's the Irish, what that? Now, obviously, it comes to the attention of our big brother friends, America,
Yeah.
France, Germany, all these bigger countries, Russia.
Yeah.
And we start sailing in towards the Gaza Strip. Because we can get in there and we can land all this stuff and they'll be sound, right? So we are landing and we start getting warnings from Israel. And Israel goes, don't you go near them. This is our problem. We're sorting it out. 2 Navy ships are going, we're Ireland and you can't tell us what to do and we're going to do the right thing here whether you like it or not. Go on, I dare you. Shoot us.
Right.
Do you think the Israelis would actually throw an old rocket at us? No. I don't think they would. I think they go, geez, the balls in them lads. For a small country, they're not the worst. But everybody, because the States wouldn't shoot us. They wouldn't with the big aircraft carrying all the destroyers and everything. They'd be like, I don't know what they're doing. Absolute maniacs.
That was episode 219.
No,
Thanks for listening.
no, that's not. Do you think they'd bomb us if we did attempt to do that?
No, they wouldn't do it though
Because they couldn't, because the Americans
No.
would then go, no, you can't be bombing
That's what I'm
Irish
saying.
ships."
Yeah, they wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
They wouldn't.
So I think that's
no
something
way.
we should think about maybe doing.
No, well, do you know what, Ray? I think you should go and try and sort that. Next week we're going to have a brand new fella on the podcast.
Kendy could do your funeral.
No, and I have to really state I'm not taking away from any of the seriousness of the situation. However, that was just a thought that came into my head, which would be of assistance. But
Yeah, I know you have to. Have you other bits you have to get onto here?
yeah, one or two last.
Yeah, no, I have to say this because if that bit gets kept in, I fucking no, I do have to say this. It's fucking outrageous what human beings are capable of.
That's true.
It's just, and you can sit on either side of that fence, and the fact that the rest of the world then use it to bolster political agendas is disgusting as well. Way too quick, we're willing to go, I wonder, can I use this now for benefit? Can we push the Israeli side? Can we push the Palestinian side? Are you going this side? No, I can't believe your man went with the other side. But think about it though, just for a second. What about what they did 10 years ago? What about what there's people dying every fucking second, and the whole world is going, I'm going to use this for my own agenda now as well.
Yeah, as opposed to kind of trying to sort it out. Actually, practically
Trying to fucking...
That's why I said send the boats
It's
down.
unbelievable. This is the one thing I will say, with us joking about now and stuff, it's easy for me because I haven't become desensitized to it because I can't watch it. Every time, I'm so sorry to anyone who's sharing the stuff on Instagram and Facebook. I don't have the stomach for it.
Yeah.
I have skipped by every single article about that war because I don't have the stomach. I don't want to believe that human beings are capable of doing something like that. It's
The worst thing is,
it's
though,
so upsetting.
it's happening all the time. It's just this is probably one of the few times where it's been really
Yeah,
reported on. It's happening the whole time in Yemen, and you wouldn't hear about it at all.
that's the thing. It's human life, like. And the other thing I'll say is we in Ireland, and we've talked about this before, aren't that far away from the conflict that's happening over there. It's kind of true when someone says that depending on the colour of somebody, whether the West gives a shit about it or not. We did the right thing, by the way, when I'm saying this. But like when Russia attacks Ukraine, funnily enough, Ukrainians look quite similar to us. So all of a sudden we're like, geez, did you see that thing that happened to Europeans like us, you know? When it happens across in some fucking Middle Eastern country or in Africa, or you hear about kids dying in Africa, you kind of go, oh, fuck, I don't really want to fucking see that, you know?
Yeah.
So I still haven't pulled myself to go and look at any of that stuff. I still am staggered that we're capable of doing the stuff that we're capable of doing. It's human life, like. And the other thing I'll say is we in Ireland, and we've talked about this before, aren't that far away from the conflict that's happening over there. And when you look at Ireland's history, it's not really history. Yes. I mean, this is still stuff that goes on all the time. And again, on whatever side of the fence you are on Irish history and the Irish state as a whole, and whether it should be 32 or 26 or whether, you know, both sides of that, I've read up a lot on that lately. Both sides of that was some shit that you wouldn't be too quick to tell people you done in the name of your nation, you know? And some people have ended their lives early because of some of the stuff that they've done. Some people have drank themselves to death because of some of the stuff that they done, not was done against them, that they done. It works both ways. They all done this in the name of what they thought was their nation and stuff, but it's never heroic when it ends that way. And we know that on our island here better than anybody. Because like I said, it's not fucking recent history. It's still a thing.
Your man Keelty actually made a good point at the end of the late.
What did he say?
He just said that as bad and all as things are abroad there, that it was bad here, but they're now living in peace, and there is hope there for them, like, you know.
There's hope there for Ireland. When you look at the fact that there's even a conversation about a united Ireland, and I don't necessarily think that there has to be a united Ireland. People will call me a prick for saying that. But you can't forget, there's a generation growing up now in Britain, in Northern Ireland, that are detached from the history of their own state. And they're going, why are there nationalist Republican people telling me that I don't belong here? And that works both ways. And anytime you have a conversation about a united Ireland, there's a million people up there who are being told to fuck off when we have that conversation.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but there's ways around it too.
There is ways around it. You have to be very. Look, Ireland in particular is a lot closer to that conflict that we see across there than we think. And it's funny, we talked earlier on about the Wolf Tones and Grace and all this stuff and people singing those songs, and it's a little bit ironic sometimes, you know. Anyway, I don't have the mental capacity to handle any of that stuff right now.
Yeah.
And there's people sharing this going, we need to, and I know we need to, but I find it very hard to comprehend. I'm not strong enough to watch that side of human nature.
Oh, it's frightening, like.
It is terrifying.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
I don't know how I'm going to get to the next bit that I had planned.
I'm so sorry, Ray. I'm really sorry to have to bring that.
Well, I'm really sorry for Eddie Fitzpatrick, who was the shout out I was going to next.
Eddie, a big shout out to you, boy. Eddie's abroad himself.
Eddie's pure sad because he's pure homesick abroad in Toronto.
Is he actually? Is he?
Well, he's a bit dropping homesick.
Yeah, the grass isn't always greener in the cold winter in Canada, Eddie, is it?
So he's
I hope you have a good jacket.
He's trying.
Did you go into Mountain Warehouse or fuck Call of the Wallet before you went out there, Eddie?
He is. He's studying psychology and criminology.
Right.
So that's a bit down in the dumps.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. A lot of upsides to that.
But
now.
he's trying to meet friends. He's joined 3 orchestras.
Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
none of them really good, says he.
He brought his football boots and he's joined the international student soccer team.
Now, there we go. How do you make friends abroad?
He has no kitchen, so he has now gone a vegetarian.
He's eating the grass outside the fucking door, is he?
Yeah.
Christ almighty.
He said the walls are very thin in where he's living, and there's a gentleman next door who's forever arguing with the missus, and he said it's just like living in the American Pie movie.
As in...
Like dorm rooms and college life.
I thought well, I hope there's parts of it, Eddie, for your own sake, lovey.
It's like American Pie.
That is a bit like American Pie.
Yeah.
Because once again, the women didn't look like that when I was growing up.
And finally, his mother really misses him.
She does really miss him,
Yeah.
I have to say. And Eddie, not to be embarrassing you or anything like that, and you should show this to some of your new friends abroad. Mammy misses you, and she just wants to make sure that you're washing your underpants. That's
Yes.
all. Just make sure you're looking after yourself,
Especially
Eddie.
with the vegetarian diet.
Jesus, bitch.
Stains get harder to remove.
Woo! Grass stains.
Yeah. And then lastly, last week's episode, the wedding episode.
Yeah.
We spoke about 2 different songs and the impact it have on the vigorosity as to which the
Did we?
Love Ones for Fools and Venga Boys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, talk about the wedding night.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Some children came up to Laura during the weekend and says, "We really enjoyed your wedding podcast." So
no.
she'd like to personally thank you for the mortification which she found.
We need to get on to Anchor.
For not letting young ones listen
and put some kind
kids
of
shouldn't be listening to this.
Kids do not listen to us at all. Nor do not go within like 100 foot of Ray.
Yeah.
He'll get tagged again. So do.
Okay. So that's 218. Big news. We have a guest for our
219, I thought
219.
it was. Yeah.
That's 219.
Yes. Ray, we have
Yes.
a big feckin' guest.
We do.
We are absolutely delighted to be able to say that Justine Stafford is going to be at the live show on the 2nd of November.
And she's very funny.
It's a long time since I've been this nervous and excited about somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You know when you have Eric and Alan on and they're just boys.
Yeah, lads.
And boys are boys.
That's true.
I don't know how to talk to women. So what am I going to do on that night?
Well, that's why we'll sell tickets.
I'm just going to shake hands with her. That's
Yeah.
Do you ask them about their
I won't see her.
body? What do we ask them about? Bodily functions?
No, you don't. Just talk to her.
Just shoot the-
like you talk to Nicola.
Just shoot the breeze.
Yeah, just.
I don't think she wants to be talked to like I talk to her. I think she find that very insulting.
Yeah.
Justine Stafford, ladies, I can't wait. I'm actually buzzing for that show now. The tickets are available because the show is actually part of Sligo Live Festival, which is going on that week. The great thing about that week is it's midterm. People
Yes,
are off.
people are off.
It is a Thursday night, the 2nd of November.
The teachers can come.
It's in Anderson Street. Your teachers can come. Students
They're
can
allowed,
come.
yeah.
They're all allowed to go out in the night out. And it's at 8 o'clock, but the tickets are at sligolive.ie. Or you can just go straight to our Instagram page right now, and the link in our bio goes straight to us. A pair of fivers.
And Justine Stafford gets a €5 note out of every 2 fivers.
Isn't that
we get.
unbelievable? We
Yeah.
give her
We
€8
give her-
out of the 10 of all of it. Yeah.
And we give 2 to Brendan for
2 to
organising
Brendan
it.
then for organising it.
Yeah, and then we're left with a fortune.
Why do we do it, Ray?
Please buy a ticket, because if
Yeah.
you buy a ticket, you'll put Kendy's mind at ease. Because at the minute, he wants to know how many he's going to come.
I always need to know how many are going to
Yeah.
be there. So Jesus, do that.
So if you're putting off buying a ticket, think of Kendy.
Yeah, think of me because you're going to put my mind at ease.
Yeah.
Buy it right now.
Yeah.
We'll give you a minute there. We'll be giving you a lot of breaks in this podcast.
Give a minute there now.
Give a minute there now to buy that ticket there now. Just get it, you did. Good
Yeah.
woman. Yeah, women only, I meant to say. So, no, I'm joking. It's a load of jokes, Ray. I didn't just say women only. Of course, I'm not a misogynistic bastard.
That's it for this week, I believe.
That's it, Brendan. Thanks a million for flicking the keys clean off yourself. Patreon.com/Kendy Raybo Podcast if you want to watch this episode. And if you want to go to that live show for free.
For free. Oh, yeah, you get it for free.
If you're on the Patreon,
Yeah,
you get
but
into every live show for free.
Don't expect Justine to talk to you that night, because she's
No.
going to be tick with you for getting it for free.
Yeah, but she doesn't get any of your money then,
No,
yes, which
she
is
doesn't.
really, she is going to be bulling when she hears that we're letting people in for free. Ray, fair play to me.
Fair play to me.
Good luck.
Good luck.
The Kendy and Raybo Podcast, sponsored by Anderson's Tremendous Event Centre and wonderful food items, and Maeve's Cozy Front Lounge.